Let me say that again. Niners fans, it's about that time. 12 o'clock on a Thursday. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. And it's a pleasure, always a pleasure to be on with the best fans, the faithful, the Niner Empire. The best fans, y'all know it, in the NFL. And I'm still very excited about Fred Warner, re-signing with the 49ers. He'll be in red and gold to at least 2025, 2026, I believe. And I believe he'll be nearing the end of the contract when he's about 29 years old. So, if Fred Warner continues to play at the high level that we all expect him to play, most likely he'll sign another contract with the 49ers and, retire as a 49er. And that's definitely something that's got me excited, that's got me geeked up. And this show, of course, is nothing without the fans. I appreciate everyone watching on Jay in the Bay Facebook page, the Spotlight Sports Network. I appreciate that. And also, of course, everyone watching on Jay in the Bay YouTube channel. And it's great to be here in front of you guys on a Thursday. And I believe there were some comments. And let's get into the first comment of the day. How's everyone doing on a Thursday? Let's see. Damian Lee says we need to keep him until our running backs can prove to stay healthy the whole season. And I believe Damian is referring to Raheem Mostert, our running back who is, I believe he's number one on the depth chart so far. And that's definitely something I wanted to get into today with the Niner Empire. There have definitely been some rumblings about about Raheem Mostert and him possibly being traded or cut. How do you guys feel about that? Let me know in the comments section. And I will definitely get into that, but I'm going to continue on with these comments. Let's see. So Jay says it happened. Breaking news. All-Pro Fred Warner has resigned. That's correct. Jay is excited for 5 more years of Fred Warner in red and gold. Definitely excited about that. Corey says, happy hump day, and I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday. And yes, good news. We signed Fred Warner to a 5-year deal, $95 million. Exactly. Roberto Hastings, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Roberto says, sub Jay, from my son, Brayson, and I, what's good? How you guys doing on a Thursday? I appreciate you coming through to the stream. We're just going to talk about the Niner Empire. So I appreciate you coming through. And there was, yesterday there was a lot of news that came about from Santa Clara, from 49ers headquarters. A lot of great news. And I'm definitely going to get into that. So, of course, the latest news is Fred Warner. He signed his contract, 5 years, $95 million. 40 million of that guaranteed. He will be in the red and gold, I believe, until 2027. And I wanted to look into the contract because, with the salary cap, it's a lot of money. A lot of these contracts are not guaranteed. Well, pretty much none of the contracts are fully guaranteed. For instance, when Fred Warner signs a 5-year deal, that entire contract is not guaranteed. I believe looking at the contract, the first 3 years were guaranteed. But I think this is good because the Niners can restructure the deal, possibly extend Fred Warner for a few more years. And I definitely wanted to look at the contract and go over that with you guys. So that's definitely something we'll get into. But I think there are a few more comments. Let's see. Luke Luna, what's good? How you doing today on a Thursday? Redder4 says, let's go. Another stream. That's right, man. I love interacting with the fans, especially the faithful. But yeah, I'll interact with any NFL fan. I love when you guys come into the stream. You contribute. We go back and forth. I love it. Corey Davis, what's good? He says, happy Thursday to you all, and I hope you all are having a wonderful Thursday. And remember, the right way is always the 49ers way. Go Niners. All right, that's what I like to hear. How you doing today, KD, on a Thursday? But we're definitely going to go over, Fred Warner's contract. We're going to look in his contract, see what it's all about. Also get into the 49ers signed their rookie running back, Trey Sermon. And this was a great move by the 49ers. I was surprised that we signed Trey Sermon. I definitely thought before the draft that we needed to address, the wide receiver position, the corner position. I thought we would get one of those two positions in the first two to three rounds of the draft. And that didn't happen. But Trey Sermon, obviously he looked good in college. And the 49ers brass felt that was great value to get Trey Sermon in the third round. He's under contract for the next 4 years. And the 49ers running back room, we don't have a lot of long-term contracts in the 49ers running back room. You look at Jermichael Hasty, I believe he's on a 1-year deal. You look at Raheem Mostert, he's on the last year of his contract. He's 29 years old. Jeff Wilson Jr. is on a 1-year deal. So to sign Trey Sermon and then Elijah Mitchell, I believe those will both be multi-year contracts. They will be in the red and gold for years to come. And I think, that's exciting. Obviously, we know Shanahan likes to use multiple backs in his system. And I think they should do pretty well. We're also going to get into the 49ers signed a special teams player who played the wide receiver position in Simba Webster from the LA Rams. And we'll definitely get into what he did with the LA Rams. It seemed like he was more of a special teams player, but I think that's an area of need for the 49ers. I don't know how you guys feel, Faithful, but the last year, the return game left a lot to be desired. I don't know how you guys feel, but Jet McKinnon just wasn't cutting it. I think we definitely needed to get better in that department. Lynch has brought on Trent Sherfield as well, wide receiver, formerly of the Arizona Cardinals. He could help in that department. And also, of course, we just signed Nsimba Webster. And Nsimba Webster is a Bay Area kid from Antioch, so it's definitely good to see. And we'll see what he does in training camp. Hopefully he can make the team and can contribute on special teams. But let's continue on with these comments. Let's see. Let's get it. GA, what's good? I'm just chilling in on the Thursday, talking about my Niners. How you doing, man? He says, what's good, homie? Thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate you. Redder says Trent Sermon was a great pick in his opinion. I agree. And I think Sermon he's going to get a lot of carries this year because I don't imagine Raheem Mostert I would be surprised if Raheem Mostert got like 15 touches per game. I'd be surprised by that. I think they want to, limit his touches, and because we need Raheem Mostert throughout the entire, 17-game season now. 17-game season, 18 weeks. And I think Kyle Shanahan will use a plethora of running backs in the system. And I think you could easily see, 3 to 4 running backs up on game day, I think. Let's see. Redder 4 says the 49ers had a way better draft than my Steelers. Well, y'all got Najee. Y'all got Najee Harris, also another Bay Area kid. Could be exciting to see with the Steelers because they definitely needed to, upgrade that running back room. And I think they did. Let's see. Luke says, I don't think we move Mostert because we're all in this year. Even with our deep running back room, we keep these weapons and go get that Super Bowl win. I agree with you. We should keep Mostert. It's not like he has a significant cap hit this year. It's not like he's got like a $20 million cap hit. He's not Ezekiel Elliott, making all that money. I believe Mostert's cap hit is only $3 million. So I don't really see the benefit of the 49ers trading him at this point. Now there is another argument to that, and I'll definitely get into that later. But let's see. Coop Dog, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. How you doing, Coop, on a Thursday? He says, hi, keep it up, Jay. Let's see. Corey Davis, what do you think? Why Trey Lance has not signed his contract? That's a great question. That's a great question, KD. Now, there were rumors yesterday. Obviously, there was a lot of news that came out yesterday, and there were rumors I saw on IG and Twitter that Trey Lance had signed his rookie contract, but there were no reputable sites that stated that. I didn't see anything on ESPN or any other major networks that said he had signed his contract. So I don't think he has signed it yet. And it's funny because I made a video about that, talking about, hey, well, what's up with Trey Lance? Why hasn't he signed his rookie deal? And the days of first round picks, like especially in the top 5, getting like $50 to $60 million contract right out the gate as a rookie, those days are long gone. Those Sam Bradford days, he was the last guy to get like a big contract. I think that was in 2012. Those days are long gone. Nowadays, the rookie contracts, as far as money wise, they're all slotted. So it's already determined before a player gets drafted in the first round. The number 1 pick, he's going to get a certain amount of money. The number 2 pick will get a little bit less. The number 3 will get a little bit less, and so on. So I don't think it's about money. It's most likely about contract language. It could be anything from accommodations. It could be, what can Trey Lance ride a motorcycle? Can Trey Lance, there's certain activities. Can he do? Can he not do? That's all in the contract language. And, we won't know why it's taking so long, but there aren't too many first round picks who still haven't signed their contract. And, we've got, we got 5 more days, faithful 5 more days until training camp starts Tuesday, July 27th. And Trey has yet to sign, but hopefully he'll sign this week. Hopefully, it'll be in the next few days, hopefully this weekend. But it's probably something in the language. It could be when he gets his bonus. It could be anything, but it's not necessarily money, because he's not going to be able to negotiate more money because of the CBA. The money is already slotted. He can't change anything about the money. It's most likely about contract language and things like that. So, but we're hoping, KD, that Trey Lance signed his deal hopefully this weekend. So, but I appreciate the question. Jerry Ma, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. How you doing today on this Thursday? Let's see. Niner Gang Podcast. What's good? He says, Jay and Bay, what's good, family? I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing? Appreciate you coming through to the stream. Redder 4 says, where did Solomon Thomas go? So Solomon Thomas was a free agent this past offseason, and he signed, I believe, a 1-year contract with the good old Las Vegas Raiders. I wish the best for Solomon Thomas. Fortunately, it didn't work out in the red and gold, but hopefully he strives for success in his career. And this year with the Las Vegas Raiders, I'll be rooting for him. That's for sure. I'll be rooting for him, and hopefully he does well, man. Ayo time, what's good? And for anyone, if this is your first time watching the stream, Payo Time is a LA Rams fan, has a YouTube channel, and of course we're talking about the Niner Empire. But I welcome all fans, no matter who you like, and especially with the Rams fan, it's always good to have Rams fans come in, Seahawks fans, Cardinals fans, because we're all in the NFC West. So I always welcome other fans of other fan bases. Payo Time says, sup, Jay? Just stopping by while I'm at work. Appreciate you coming through, Payo. Hopefully you have a good day at work, man. Appreciate you coming through. Let's see, Rams House TV. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. How you doing today? Thanks for tuning in. 49ers First Take. What's good? Everyone's at work stopping in. I appreciate you, man. Hopefully I can make your work day a little bit better, man. Let's see. Rams House TV says, what's good, my guy? I'm doing pretty good on a Thursday. I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. Redder says Trevor Lawrence got like 30 something mil. Yeah. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence. Let's look up his exact contract. I think it was like 32, 30 something like that. So Trey, he's going to get something similar to that, but he won't get as much. So actually, Trevor Lawrence says he got 36.8 million, 4 year contract. Trevor Lawrence got. Let's see what Zach Wilson got. Zach Wilson. So it looks like Zach Wilson has yet to sign his deal, but it says Zach Wilson, the quarterback for the Jets. It says he hasn't signed his deal yet, but he's projected to make about 35. So I'm assuming Trey Lance will be somewhere between 32 and 34 somewhere. So, but yeah, Trey, what's holding up, Trey? What you holding up for, man? Go ahead and sign that contract, man, because training camp is 5 days away. Travis Bird, what's good? Yeah, I heard about that, Travis, about the NFL has new COVID vaccine rules. I heard about that. That's also something I wanted to talk about in the stream later today. And I appreciate you coming through, man. Queen B, what's good? She says, hey, Jay, and everyone. Hopefully you're having a good Thursday. Queen B says, hey, Jay, already shared out your live stream. I appreciate you. Appreciate all your support. Let's see. Luke Luna, he says, running backs don't have a lot of trade value with how they are devalued. Running backs, we could get a little for him if we were in need, but I think we're solid across the board. Yeah, I don't see a reason for trading Raheem unless the 49ers feel he can no longer be a good back in Shanahan's system. If they feel that way, then okay, yeah, you trade him. But I don't think we're not gonna get any significant compensation for Raheem. We're not gonna get a first or second round pick. He's 29 years old. Usually running backs, once they hit 30, they're not getting better. Unfortunately, they're getting worse. And Raheem, he has been nicked up. He's been battling injuries last year. So yeah, hopefully we keep Raheem. Queen B says, how's everybody doing this Thursday afternoon? I'm doing good. Hopefully everyone else is doing good. Luke Luna, in response to Payo Time, he says, sorry about Akers, bro. I'm sure your optimism will get you through, but that's a tough hit to look of your offense. Easier to game plan for the 49ers. Yeah, that definitely is a tough break for the Rams. Obviously, I don't wish injury on any fan base, any person. And hopefully he has a speedy recovery and he can be the same dominant back he was. But a torn Achilles, that's a tough injury to come back from, especially for a person like a running back who needs to make on the fly, cuts and things like that. So hopefully he can recover from that terrible that Achilles injury. Rams House TV says, I'm good, brother. Just checking in while I'm at work. I appreciate everyone who's at work who took the time to stop by and say, what's good to Jay and the Bay. I appreciate y'all. Let's see. Payo Time says, at Luke Luna, LOL, thank you. I have faith, but for sure praying for Akers. Yeah. Hopefully, he has a successful surgery and it's going to be a grueling rehab for him. But, hopefully he's able to come back strong and be a similar back. And, this presents an opportunity for other Rams running backs. I think Henderson is scheduled to be the starter. And, there's some unknown talent behind Henderson. And, the Niners and every team that plays the Rams will get an opportunity to see what the Rams have behind Henderson. So, we'll see. Corey Davis, Rams fans, I'm sorry you guys lost your running back. What do you guys think about bringing back Gurley? I think Rams House made a video about that. Should the Rams bring back Todd Gurley? I don't know though. It doesn't seem like what's his name? Head coach of the Rams for some reason, McVay. It doesn't seem like McVay is interested in bringing back Gurley. It doesn't seem like it. Luke says, if we were to move him for a reason, in your opinion, what would you think would push them to do it in what position? The only way I feel the Niners would move on from Mostert by trade is if they felt like he wasn't the same back. If he didn't have the same speed, acceleration, vision, he wasn't able to, be the best back he could be. That's the only reason I think they would trade him. And another reason would be he's in the final year of his contract, 29 years old. I would be surprised if Mostert is back next season. But also depends on what Mostert wants. Mostert probably best case scenario wants to get a multi-year contract, and I'm not sure if he would get that at 30 years old. I'd be surprised by that. TJ Watt, what's good? I'm glad you can bless us with your presence. TJ Watt says hashtag me for defensive player of the year. That's funny. You got a good chance, man. You pretty good. Let's see. Rams House says what's good to Payo time. TJ Watt feels that Rams should sign Todd Gurley back. Interesting. I mean, Todd Gurley, he played solid. I think Todd Gurley, he was a solid player with the good old Atlanta Falcons. But I wanted to hop right into this Fred Warner discussion about his contract specifically. And so right here we have Fred Warner's contract. Shout out to Spot Track. They do an excellent job of showing the the salaries of players, the contracts, and all that grand stuff. So Fred Warner, 24 years old, been in the league 3 years, 3rd round pick out of 2018 from BYU. And right here we have his contract. So it's 5 years, $95 million. Signing bonus was $12 million. It looks like he'll average about $19 million. And if we look right after the 2023 season, there is a potential out in the contract. It's 2024. There's 3 years, $42 million, and a $16 million cap hit or dead cap hit. And so obviously there's still 3 years left on the contract. I would imagine the contract would be restructured, renegotiated, possibly years added to the contract, because if you look at the cap hit after the 2023 season, there's 22, 24, and 21. Those are pretty high numbers for a linebacker. And I think those numbers would get pushed down the road, and Fred Warner's contract would be extended. So excellent contract. I think this is a great team-friendly deal. I think it's a great team-friendly deal for the Niners and Fred Warner. And shout out to Prague Marate. He does an excellent job in scheduling he does an excellent job in structuring contracts to give flexibility to the team and to be able to sign, multiple players. So I also wanted to get into the special teams player that the Niners signed, intheBay Webster from the LA Rams. Now, I do have a few LA Rams fans in the chat. So what do you guys feel about intheBay Webster? He obviously, I didn't see him play on the night. I didn't see him play from a 49er fan perspective, but obviously he played with the LA Rams. What do you guys feel about Mr. Webster? What are we getting? What type of player are we getting? Let me know in the comment section. Let's see. Rams House says, nah, we're good on Todd Gurley. Okay. That seems to be the sentiment. Queen Bee says, Jay, do you own everything 49ers? Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of 49er gear. I got, hats, got the blanket, shirts. I got a few pieces, I got a few pieces in the closet. TJ Watt says, Fred Warner is the best inside linebacker in the league, but I'm the best outside linebacker in the league. TJ Watt, you got a point there, man. You have a point. You are excellent. You got a shot to get, that defensive player of the year award again this year. So thanks for tuning in to the stream. Also got to get into intheBay Webster. So he was part of, there was a lot of news that came out yesterday regarding the Niners. Obviously, it was a Fred Warner signing. Trey Sermon signed his rookie deal. And the 49ers add some depth at the wide receiver position. And I think they mostly get a special teams player in intheBay Webster. And I'm going to share my screen real quick so that way we can see Nsimba Webster. So let's see. This is Nsimba Webster. He's 5'10", 180, Bay Area kid. He's from Fremont, and he spent the last 2 years with the LA Rams. And now, if you look at, he doesn't have many catches in games. I don't see any catches in games, really. It looks like he was mostly used as a special teams player. In 2019, he played 5 games. He had 7 returns, punt returns for 18 yards. Kick returns in 2019, he had 2 for 57 yards. In 2020, he played in every game, 16 games. He had 25 punt returns for 185 yards. He averaged about 7.4 yards per return. And then in kick returns, he averaged 16 returns for 347 yards. So Nsimba Webster, hopefully he can contribute in the special teams department. Because I don't know about you guys, Faithful, but last year, definitely a lot left to be desired in the special teams game. It's been a while since the 49ers have actually had a special teams touchdown. It's been quite some time. I believe the last player to get a special teams touchdown was Ted Ginn, and that was like almost 10 years ago. So it's been quite some time since we've had a spark in the special teams game. Hopefully Trent Sherfield, the wide receiver we signed, who used to play for the Arizona Cardinals, could help in that department, and maybe Nsimba Webster. So I think that's why we brought him on, to be a special teams player. And hopefully he can contribute, because we're definitely going to need a spark in the return game. That's for sure. Now going on to how can Webster help us? Basically, I just spoke about it. He'll help us in the special teams game, and on the punt return, kick return. I think maybe he can provide a spark in that area. And of course, this video, you guys saw the thumbnail. It's all about Raheem Mostert. Should the 49ers cut or trade him? Now, I'm going to give you two sides, to this argument. First, I'm going to give you reasons why the Niners may want to get rid of Raheem Mostert. And then we'll go to the other side. So Raheem Mostert, he's 29 years old. He's in the final year of his contract. And usually running backs, they don't get better with age, unfortunately, due to the wear and tear of the position, the physicalness of the position. Raheem Mostert, I believe he only played, let me double check this, but I believe he only played 8 games last year, or was it? Let me check. Let's see, Raheem Mostert stats. Let's see. So yeah, Raheem last year, he played in 8 games. Obviously, there were a ton of injuries last year, but Raheem Mostert only played in 8 games last year. That could be a reason why the Niners would want to possibly trade him. And it could be the Niners are really high on the talent in the running back room. That was definitely an area of need this past offseason. We knew Tevin Coleman was going to be gone. We knew Jet McKinnon was going to be gone. So that's 2 players already that you'd have to replace. Raheem Mostert was battling injuries throughout last year. We still had Jermichael Hasty and Jeff Wilson Jr., but we definitely needed to get more talent in that running back room, and we did that in the draft with Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon. So it could be that the 49ers are really high on the talent in the running back room minus Mostert, so that could be a reason why the Niners want to get rid of him. Also, the Niners could feel that we're not going to re-sign Mostert next year. Mostert may want a long-term extension. He might not get that, especially at the age of 30. But those are a few reasons why, Mostert's almost 30 years old. He's in the final year of his contract. The 49ers probably won't bring him back. Also, he's battled some injuries. So those are 3 reasons why the Niners may want to trade him, before the regular season. And then also, I think there's a few reasons we should keep him. Shanahan likes to use a lot of running backs. That's one reason. And running backs get hurt. That's just how the NFL is. running backs get hurt. You're going to need a lot of running backs. So there's no need to trade one now, especially you're not going to get much for him. You know, you're not going to get a first round or second round pick for Raheem Mostert. So that's one reason why we should keep him. We need multiple running backs. Shanahan does not like to use a bell cow running back. He likes to use multiple running backs in the games. So at this point, it for me, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to trade Raheem Mostert. You know, it doesn't make sense at all. Luke says these new signings aren't going to be dominant, but if they give us an improvement, then I'm happy with that. Exactly. Yeah. I think for the most part, it seems like the 49ers are content with the talent they have as far as like starting talent. Like I feel, you know, the main positions are already set. So if we start, let's say we start on offense, obviously quarterback, there's going to be a battle. I think Raheem Mostert will be the starter as long as he stays healthy. But it really doesn't matter because Shanahan's going to use multiple backs in the game. Though now the top two wide receivers, Ayuk and Debo, those are set. Wide receiver 3, that's definitely up for grabs. The offensive line is pretty much set except for that right guard spot between Brunskill and Banks. There'll be a battle there. And on defense, I think the defense is pretty much set. I think Sampson's going to get a lot of snaps at the edge rushing position. Obviously, Bosa's the other starter. And then I think Armstead and Kinlaw will be next to each other, or Armstead will also rotate on the outside. Linebackers, of course, Warner and Greenlaw are set. The secondary, I think, is set with Tart and Ward. But it'd be interesting to see what Tavon Wilson and Tony Jefferson, they may be able to push Jaquiski and, may the best man win. And, of course, the corners, I think, are set. Verrett, Mosley, and K'Wan Williams. I think those positions are set. So any new signings, I agree with Luke. They're not going to be starter signings. It's just going to add depth. Or, it could be a camp body, quick reminder, there's 90 players on the roster right now. And eventually the roster will get cut down to 53 players. So, these could be just camp signings, but there's a possibility these guys can make the team. Osby Sports, what's good? How you doing today, Osby? Thanks for coming through to the stream. Osby Sports says he can't stay healthy, but I still think he's the best back on the team, and we should keep him and make another run at a Super Bowl. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we're probably not going to sign him after next year, unless he's content with taking like a 1-year deal. I don't think it's probably not a wise business decision to sign a running back at the age of 30 to a multi-year contract extension. That's probably not a wise idea. So, but obviously, he's gonna want to ball out this year. That's another reason we should keep Raheem Mostert. This is a contract year. Players love to ball out in that contract year. Just ask Eric Armstead. Players, that's money time right there. Your contract year, you want to put the best film you can on. You want to put the best play on the field you can, so people can see that on film, and then they can reward you with a multi-year contract extension. But so I think we'll get a hungry, motivated Raheem Mostert. And I think it's important to have depth at the running back position. We know that last year. I mean, basically every running back got hurt last year on the Niners. So I don't think we don't have that much talent where we can just start trading guys, So, but yeah, hopefully I agree with you, Osby. Hopefully we can make another Super Bowl run with Raheem. Cash Austin, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. And I appreciate everyone. If you're watching the stream, if you're enjoying the stream, hit the thumbs up button for the stream. I appreciate you. Also, everyone watching from the Spotlight Sports Network and Jay intheBay Facebook page, hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate you. Cash has a question. He says, do you think Trey Lance will be good this year? That's an excellent question. Excellent question. I think time will tell. There's going to be very, very intriguing camp battle this year between Jimmy G and the young bull and Trey Lance. It's going to be a very interesting camp battle. I think Jimmy G has the edge because he's played in NFL games. He's played at the highest level. He's read defenses. He knows Shanahan's playbook. He knows the offense. So we'll see how Trey Lance picks that up. We'll see how Trey Lance plays against opposing defenses. We'll see that in training camp. Hopefully, Trey Lance gets a lot of snaps in preseason. I want to see him in preseason as well. So if 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 um if Trey Lance gets elevated to the starting quarterback position and Jimmy G is healthy and Jimmy G is playing well and the team is winning, then that means Kyle Shanahan feels that Trey Lance gives the Niners a better chance to win and he's ready to go. If Trey Lance is elevated to the position in that manner that I just sequenced, then Trey Lance should play well. Yeah, I think he should play well. If Shanahan feels that Trey Lance is ready and he's better than Jimmy G and he gives the Niners a better chance to win and he's more dynamic, yeah, I think Trey will play well. I think we'll still focus on running the ball regardless of who's in at quarterback. I think that's going to be the number one focus, and I think the draft spoke to that by getting Aaron Banks, by getting the other guard. His name is escaping me, but we got him in the later rounds, and also getting more depth at the running back position. I think Shanahan wants to run the ball 500 times. A report, I did a video earlier about about the Shanahan and the Niners want to run the ball 500 times. So I think that would basically be about at least 30 times a game. And I think the Niners can do that. The Niners want to run the ball, control the clock, and limit you on defense. So I think, but I'm excited for the season. And, whoever gives us the best chance to win, that's who should start. Let's see. Luke Luna says, yes, Trey Lance will be good. It's really good at learning from the bench. I mean, I think he's going to have to be, at least for, the first half of the season. I think so. I think he'll learn the playbook, he'll get used to the speed of the offense. I think barring injury from now until week 1, I think Jimmy G is the starter. But yeah, I definitely want to see how Trey Lance adjusts to the NFL from college. I definitely want to see that. Rolls Royce, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Rolls Royce. How you doing on a Thursday? Luke Luna says, Travis Benjamin to kick return. I think he could have a positive impact if he can hold on to the ball. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember the last time I saw Travis Benjamin play. I believe he sat out last year, which is totally understandable. And the year before that, I just haven't seen him really make an impact on the field. And we'll see if he makes the roster because there are a lot of wide receivers on this team. You got the show. You got Debo, right? Those are your number 2, your top 2 receivers. Then you got Jennings, Hurd, Richie James, River Craycraft, Mohamed Sanu, Travis Benjamin, Austin Watkins. So that's 8. And then you got Trent Sherfield, and then we just picked up another receiver, Mr. Webster. So that's at least 10. There might be a few more that I might be forgetting. That's at least 10 wide receivers. And I don't think we're going to carry 10 wide receivers on the 53 active roster. It most likely will be, it's probably going to be 5, maybe 6. And then a few wide receivers will go on the practice squad. But so it's going to be a lot of competition in that wide receiver room. And I think iron sharpens iron. And I think that's sets up the team for success. It's good to it's definitely good to have competition at multiple positions. There's going to be competition in the safeties, possibly the cornerback position, that right guard spot on the offensive line, wide receiver room, even running backs, and of course the quarterback. Let's see. J.A. Aguayo 56. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, I remember Papa Shanahan always would have a lot of success with undrafted or late round running backs. Kyle does the same with his running backs. Yeah, I totally agree. I remember, obviously one of the more famous running backs who was in Shanahan's system in Denver and then in Washington was Clinton Portis. But there are also other running backs. I think Tatum Bell, Mike Anderson, So there were a lot of backs who performed well. And in the NFL now, the Ezekiel Elliott contracts, the Derrick Henry contracts, we see those less and less, because I think it's proven that usually when you give someone a long-term extension, they have a lot of carries on their body. Running backs don't get better with age. By the time they're in their late 20s, their best days usually are behind them. So usually, we usually you don't sign a running back to a long-term extension after their rookie contract. Usually you don't see that. I mean, you look at Le'Veon Bell, that didn't work out. Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, he's still good. Derrick Henry, obviously, he's the outlier. Like he's still balling out. But majority of the time, you don't do that if you're a team, because the running backs just take so much punishment. Awesomeness Sports, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream. How you doing on this Thursday? Luke Luna says, I just think James Jr. and Benjamin are close as what they can bring. And if Benjamin does make the team, I think that's where he can make it, because James hasn't done well returning kicks. Yeah. No, I mean, excellent point. We need a wide receiver or running back who can do both. They can play the wide receiver position, but also play on special teams. And maybe that could be Benjamin. I don't know. I haven't seen him do it recently. But we'll see. I heard that people wanted to see Brandon Ayuk returning kicks or returning punts. I definitely do not want to see that. I mean, the Ayuk show is our best receiver, and if he gets hurt, I think honestly, if one of the big three on offense get hurt, that's Kittle, Ayuk, or Debo. If one of those three gets hurt, I think the offense is in serious trouble. Unless Jennings, Hurd, or Richie James really steps up and can be that number 3 wide receiver, unless they can step up, I think the Niners offense could be in trouble. There's not much room for error, but hopefully the other guys step up. Jennings and Hurd have obviously dealt with injuries the last few years, and hopefully they can step up, be healthy, and contribute, because we're going to need someone that can replace Kendrick Bourne's production. Big Chungus, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream. He says, what do you think about Cam Akers getting hurt? It's terrible news. I wouldn't wish that on any fan base, any player. Obviously, the Niners know firsthand about injuries. And it's just a terrible injury, especially an Achilles injury for a skill player. And hopefully, Akers is able to recover and still be a productive player in the league. Awesomeness Sports says, I'm good. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Just talking about the Niner Empire. And it's a blast to be on with you guys today, talking about the red and gold. And yeah, there was an interesting article up on ESPN. I'm not sure if you guys heard. I think someone mentioned it in the chat about the new COVID guidelines for the teams. And let's get into that. Let's see. Pull this up. Yeah, so basically the NFL, Roger Goodell, he sent out a memo today, and he says it's a warning to teams. COVID-19 outbreaks among unvaccinated players could lead to forfeited games. So this is definitely a big development, because last year that wasn't the case. So this is, pretty interesting news. Let's see. So it says the NFL has added an additional COVID-19 vaccination incentive for players, threatening forfeits and the loss of game checks if an outbreak among unvaccinated players causes an unresolvable disruption in the regular season schedule. Obviously, I think this just gives players an incentive to get vaccinated. Obviously it's a decision for everyone. Everyone feels differently about it, but Roger Goodell informed all 32 teams of this new policy Thursday in the memo, and the league has encouraged vaccination for players, but has not required it. So, I would definitely recommend, Obviously, you do what you want, but it's probably a good idea to get vaccinated, um, especially if games could be games won't be postponed, and the teams who have an outbreak among unvaccinated players, they could forfeit a game and they would incur a loss. So obviously, that's not good for the team. Big Chunges says, "What's your prediction for the Rams after Cam out of the year?" That's a great question. Um, I think Cam Akers is definitely a pretty good running back. I think, the loss of Cam Akers could impact the Rams. I think the Rams could still be a playoff team. Obviously Henderson was going to have to step up. He's the projected starter. He's going to have to step up his game. And then there's also, I believe there's about 2 to 3 running backs behind Henderson who are kind of unknown names. But they're going to have to step up. But I think this team will rely on Matt Stafford. There's a reason why they traded for Matt Stafford this offseason. Matt Stafford will be throwing the ball plenty, I'm sure. And they're going to be relying on their wide receivers. They got Deshaun Jackson they brought over, and they have Rashawn Woods. They have Cooper Kupp, and I believe they drafted a wide receiver 2-2 in the second round. So they got a lot of weapons, wide receivers. They got tight ends. I think Stafford will be throwing the ball a lot. He'll probably throw the ball at least 30 to 35 times a game, I would imagine. But I think the Rams could still be a playoff team, I think. Luke Luna says, "That's crazy. These people who want our wide receiver number 1 to return kicks and maybe get injured have bumped their head." Just saying. Yeah, I agree with you, Luke. No way do I want my best wide receiver or my best running back returning kicks. No way. They're too valuable. It's good to get a wide receiver to do it who's lower on the depth chart. To return kicks or return, or even a running back who's lower on the depth chart. Maybe Elijah Mitchell, who's lower on the depth chart, maybe he could do it. But that's definitely an area of need for the 49ers, because last year it just wasn't a successful year in the return game. And hopefully there's someone on the roster or 1 or 2 guys who can, elevate that statistically this year, because it's all about field position. Field position is very important in the NFL. And if you could get on the other team's 50 after a special teams play, I mean, it makes the offense job much easier. So that's a very important aspect of the game, field position and special teams play. Coach Dante, what's good? And Coach Dante represents them good old Houston Texans. Good luck to you guys this year. And how you doing on a Thursday? Let's see. Big Chungus says Xavier Howard might go to the Cardinals. Did you hear they're the favorites to trade for him? Well, that's terrible news for the red and gold. Man, yeah, Xavier Howard, he's definitely one of the best cornerbacks in the league. And if that's true, that's definitely bad news for the entire NFC West if Xavier Howard gets traded to the Cards. Because the Cards, he would definitely fit a need for them because they're without Patrick Peterson. And I believe they re-signed, or I think they signed Malcolm Butler, who's, he's a solid corner. And then I think they also have another young corner who will line up opposite of Malcolm Butler. But that would be a huge move for the Cardinals if they could get Xavier Howard. But I'm sure Xavier Howard would want a contract extension. So that's less money on the books for the Cards. But yeah, that would not be a good move for the other teams in the NFC West. Damian Lee, what's good? He says, I'm rolling. I just watched Jerry Jones admit he was wrong for firing Jimmy Johnson. Wow. He finally admitted that. Wow. That's crazy. Well, it's good he got that off his chest. Big Chungus says, is this a Todd Gurley reunion? I was thinking the same thing from a 49er fan perspective. Will the Rams reach out to get Todd Gurley? But it seems like Sean McVay has said he's not interested. And it seems like Sean McVay is content with the running backs who are in the LA Rams, who are with currently the LA Rams. But after Henderson, There are some not big name running backs after Henderson. There's some unproven guys, but given the right opportunity, they can excel in McVay's system. So I don't think Ty Gurley will resign with the LA Rams. I don't think so. Damian Lee says, I think we need one more healthy young corner. I think this year, I think we're fine. Now, obviously, if if Verrett or Mosley gets hurt for a significant period of time, then most likely one of the rookies, Lenore or Ambry Thomas, will probably have to go in and start. Obviously, we probably don't want to see that, but at this point in the year, I don't see the 49ers making any significant changes. Now, as we get closer to the 53-man roster, because obviously we got 90 players, obviously more and more guys will get released, and that could open up some opportunities for the Niners to add talent, right before the regular season starts. So that could be an option. But I think, we got a lot of corners on the roster. The two rookies, the three veterans, William Kwan, Verrett, and Mosley. And I think we have one or two veterans more veterans as well at the cornerback position. So I think we'll be fine at the cornerback position. But I appreciate your thoughts, though, Damien. J.A. Aguayo says, hey, Jay, have you heard anything about expansion of the roster because we have to play an extra game? That's an excellent point. And I'm not sure why. Well, first, to answer your question, I have not heard them expanding the rosters because normally they're 53-man rosters once the season starts. But since we have an extra game, why wouldn't they allow teams to have more players on the roster? I just don't get it. I don't understand why you wouldn't allow that because there's an extra game, and we have to. That's something that NFL teams have to account for. So they should have, maybe bump it up to 55, 56. I think that's definitely reasonable. Maybe they'll do that in the future. Maybe in the next CBA agreement or something, they'll negotiate that to have more active players on the roster because we're playing 17 games in 18-week season. Luke Luna, in response to Coach Dante, there's no way the Niners lose to the Texans in response to last stream on Jay and the Bay, but stay hopeful, my friend. Anything can happen. Very true. Obviously on paper, the Niners should, just dominate the Texans, but we'll see what happens. There's always going to be one game for every team that they should not lose on paper, but they don't come with the right intensity. They don't come fired up, ready to play, and they lose. So there's always that one game. Like in 2019 for us, it was that Atlanta Falcons game where we didn't need to win the game for playoff seeding, and it didn't hurt to lose the game, I guess, because that's what it seemed like the mentality the players had that game. And we lost that game. And fortunately, we won the last game against Seattle. But yeah, there's always going to be that one game where you're definitely better than the other team, but you still have to go out and play. And good luck to the Texans this year. Jay, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Yeah, we were just talking about, the latest, 49ers news, NFL news. And Jay, what do you think about Raheem Mostert? Let me know. Let a brother know in them comments. What do you think about Raheem Mostert? Do you think we should keep Raheem Mostert? Do you think we should trade him? Let me know in the comments section. And that's what we're talking about, Raheem Mostert. And also the NFL latest news about the COVID changes. Let's see. Let's continue on with the comments. Let's see, where did I leave off? Okay, Coach Dante. Let's see. Coach Dante says, Luke, don't mind what I said. Just entertainment, bro. I just like to joke around a lot. Anybody can beat. That's very true. Any given Sunday, you never know. The teams who will be, playing you that day, they put on their pads the same way you do. And then you still have to go out and play and prove that you're the better team. Big Chun just says, is Mostert on the trading block? No. Raheem Mostert is not on the trading block. I just heard rumors, especially on 49er websites, that the 49ers could possibly move on from Raheem Mostert. And I think the only reason why I could see is that he most likely we won't re-sign him next year. That's the only reason I could see why the Niners could move on from Raheem Mostert is because he won't be on the team next year. He's 29 years old. He'll be 30 next year. Usually you don't re-sign running backs once they hit 30. It's just, or at least you don't sign them to multi-year contract extensions. And if Mostert was interested in signing a one-year deal and he was productive this year, hey, I don't see why not bringing him back. But I think most likely he won't be back next year, and I think the Niners will probably. And I forgot another running back who's in the running back room is Wayne Gallman. I forgot about him. He's also running back we re-signed from the New York Giants, free agent this year. He'll contribute as well. But yeah, Mostert is not on the trading block. John T. Uber, what's good? He says, Jay, sorry I'm late. What happened with Mostert? No worries, man. I just started the stream, at noon today. I want to try out a new time. It's good to see, new people in the stream. I appreciate everyone leaving a thumbs up for the stream. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. But no, Mostert is not on the trading block. I've just heard rumors on 49er websites that the 49ers could look to trade Raheem Mostert. I think mostly it's just because of his age and he was nicked up last year. But other than that, I think we should keep Mostert. I think we should keep as much talent as we can in the running back room because that will be a major focal point of Kyle Shanahan's offense this year. I don't care who's at quarterback, Jimmy G, Sudfeld, Trey Lance, Josh Rosen. We're going to be running the ball, at least I can see us running the ball at least 30 times a game, at least. And running the ball not only helps control the time of possession, it also helps in the passing game. And, it really helps to have a strong running game. So I don't think we should get rid of Mostert at all. Luke Luna says, for sure, I feel you. Just poking back. You guys are going to have a rough year, but on a serious note, you should play Mills, a rookie quarterback, to Houston at Coach Dante. What say you? Yeah, the Texans are definitely rebuilding. I think they have Tyrod Taylor as their starter, and then Mills is a rookie quarterback. So, but yeah, that's a interesting situation up there in Houston. I wonder what's going to happen to Deshaun Watson, and I'm sure we will find out soon. Big Ton just says collab with AZ Sports Fan and NorbCam. Yeah, man, we'll definitely during the regular season. That's always an exciting aspect of doing YouTube, doing the content. It's something I didn't really think about, but collabing with other teams, especially the week of the game. So when the Niners play the Cardinals, I can collab with the Arizona Cardinal YouTuber. Like that's always that's something cool to do that I didn't realize until I started creating content. But yeah, that's always fun, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Can't wait for the regular season to come here. Coach Dante says, but I definitely think Davis Mills is going to be on the field this year at some point. That's probably a good idea. I think Tyrod Taylor, he's a veteran presence, a veteran voice. He's played the position. He knows how to play quarterback, but I don't think he's the future of the Houston Texans. And I think Davis Mills should get some significant snaps this year. So that way he'll be able to lead the Texans next year. And the Texans can build around Davis Mills if he's the answer. Jay says Raheem Mostert will be fine. We're going to keep him. I agree. That's what I'm hoping for. Star Screen Sub 026. What's good? What are your thoughts on Raheem Mostert? You think we should keep him? You think we should trade him because he probably won't be on the team next year? Give me your thoughts in them comments. And I appreciate you coming through to the stream, Star. Outsiders 408. What's good? First time I've seen you in the stream. Appreciate you coming through. And hopefully you enjoy the channel. Obviously, we talking about the faithful, the Niner Empire. And hopefully you enjoy the show. He says, hold up. I need names, sources, bro. Who said Mostert is getting traded? Put me up on game. Yeah. So there have been websites specifically on certain 49ers websites. Like if you Google, Raheem Mostert, 49ers running back traded, there'll definitely be some websites that will talk about reasons why the 49ers could trade Raheem Mostert. Obviously, I think we should keep Mostert. I think we should keep uh, all the talent we have in the running back room because we're going to need it. Jeff Wilson Jr. is already out till November, December. We're going to need all the running backs we can get. And Shanahan loves to run that rock. So, yeah, but hopefully but yeah, Raheem Mostert is not on the trading block. But I think we should keep him for the duration of this year, and then we'll see what happens in the offseason. Coach Dante says, just like last year when the Rams played the Jets and the Jets end up beating the Rams for their second victory, anything can happen. No, that's very true. That's very true. The Rams that game, they just didn't come to play. They thought they could just show up against the Jets and win, and the Jets would lay down, but the Jets played. So Outsiders 408 says, man, stop listening to Grant Cohen. That's funny. Jay says, can't wait for the NBA draft. Are you going to watch the NBA draft? I have no idea what the Warriors will do with that 7th and 14th picks. Probably not. I'm going to be locked in on, the 49ers, so I probably will not watch the draft, but I'll probably look to see who got drafted, though. Jayo Mostert will play good this year because he wants to make a good impression and he's looking for a big contract. Exactly. Mostert in a contract year, he's probably got one big contract left, and he'll get it at the end of this year if he balls out. Maybe he'll get like a 2 or 3 year deal. I would be surprised if the Niners gave him that, but you never know. We'll see. Big Chunk, there's 53 more days from the NFL season. Why is it so long, though? I know, right? I wish it could be tomorrow. But at least, we're slowly getting towards training camp. I think we have, 5 days left until training camp. And then once training camp starts, there'll be a lot of storylines. And then preseason, I don't know about you, Big Chungus, or anyone else in the chat, but I've never been excited for preseason football. But this year, I definitely will be because of the influx of talent, faithful, secondary, running back room, offensive line, quarterback. So there'll be a lot of things to watch for in the preseason games, and I'm definitely looking forward to those. JA says Kyle goes with the hot hand as far as who starts at the running back position. Mostert will start. I agree. I think Mostert, if he's healthy and training camp, I don't think Mostert will play in the preseason. I'd be surprised. Like he might get, I don't know, 1 or 2 series in the entire preseason. Like Mostert, he doesn't need to play, in the preseason. But obviously the other running backs will get, a lot of carries in the preseason. Big Chunder says, what do you think about Dennis Gardeck? I'm not sure who that is. Let me know in the comment section. Queen B says, Jay, I'm still here listening to you talk. I appreciate you staying through the stream, Queen B. I appreciate you. Queen B says, I'm getting an early start on my dinner. All right. That sounds good to me. Tommy Huxley, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Tom A. He says Mostert is staying. That's what I'm hoping for. I hope Mostert stays. I don't think we should trade him. I don't think his value is that high right now, especially coming off of a season he only played 8 games, and that wasn't his best self. So I don't think the Niners would gain anything from trading him. Let's see. Big Chung just says, I was excited for preseason when I was young, but when I realized it doesn't matter. That's correct. It doesn't matter as far as in the win or lose column. Like the result doesn't matter, but it's good to see the young guys get actual snaps in an NFL game, especially if they're going to be playing a pivotal role in the regular season when the games do count. And, the rosters are at 90 players right now. The Niners have to, shed the players. They have to trim down the roster to 53, I think a week before regular season. I think at the August 31st. I think by August 31st, the Niners have to trim the roster down to 53 players. So they'll obviously have a good idea of that in training camp, and then preseason will solidify those decisions. Sean T says those jet sweeps are also a huge part of the 49ers offense. I agree. That's definitely like a Shanahan staple. And Debo and IU performed well doing those jet sweeps. I also like to see Kittle on those jet sweeps as well. Luke says Tommy Mostert in to hit those home runs when the bases are loaded, and Sermon and Jimmy has loaded the bases this year. We going for it all. I agree. There's definitely Mostert. He's the home run hitter. Once he gets out in the open field, usually players can't catch up to him. He's one of the fastest running backs in the NFL, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the real games. Big Chungus says Dennis Gardeck is a pass rusher from the Cardinals who has 7 sacks, only playing 93 snaps. Not bad, but they placed him on active physically unable to perform lists. I don't know what this means. That's interesting. I don't know. Did they recently place him there? I'm not sure why they would, unless he's hurt. Yeah, it says he's physically unable to perform. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe he's suffered an injury. Hopefully he comes back though for the regular season. Luke Luna, this is a big preseason. I'm excited just for it to start. Doesn't matter if it counts or not. I'm just happy it's starting and we get to see a peak and ease our guys into the season. No more injuries. I definitely agree. 100% concur, man. It'll be good just to see football as well. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Seeing football, seeing our young guys perform, their duties on the field. And of course, the biggest draw, Trey Lance. Get to see Trey Lance running offense in the NFL. That'll be exciting to see because I don't think Jimmy G is going to get that many snaps in the preseason. I don't think so. He might get. I mean, there's only 3 preseason games. Maybe he'll get 4 to 6 series of snaps, maybe in 3 games. I think Trey Lance, Sudfeld, and Josh Rosen will get the bulk of the snaps, and I think that's what should happen. They don't have the experience, and Shanahan has to see who he has. 50. Tommy Huxley says 52 till the grand, Jay in the Bay. Oh, I appreciate it, man. And I appreciate everyone leaving a thumbs up for the video. Appreciate everyone subscribing to Jay in the Bay and also on my social media, the IG, Twitter. Yeah, Tommy, it's been an unbelievable journey. Of course, starting from 0 like everyone, and now, so I believe I'm at 948 now. So that's incredible. Hopefully, I can get to 1K, before the start of preseason. That would be amazing. So if you're enjoying the stream, tell your friends, your family about Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to hitting that 1K. Luke says, Amen. Steven says, I can't believe NFL forfeits are now official. What's good, Steven? Yeah, I just read that article about the ESPN and basically, encouraging players to get vaccinated. And everyone has to make a decision on their own, but it's most likely a good idea because you're going to be in close quarters. You're going to be very close to other players, coaches. It's not like you're sitting at a desk, by yourself working. Like you're going to be around a whole lot of players. So, there's a great article on ESPN. Let me pull it up. Actually, let me pull it up. So for those that don't know, so for those that don't know, there are new NFL is issuing out warnings to teams. Let's see. Let's pull this up. So the NFL. This is on the ESPN website. The NFL warning to teams about the COVID-19 outbreaks, and this is among unvaccinated players that could lead to forfeited games. So it says the NFL has added an additional COVID-19 vaccine incentive for players, threatening forfeits and the loss of game checks in an outbreak among unvaccinated players causes an unresolvable disruption in the regular season schedule. Basically, if you're unvaccinated and there's an outbreak, if you're unvaccinated and there's an outbreak among your team, and you don't have enough players to field a team, then basically you'll get a loss on that game. And the NFL, I think the NFL will try to reschedule, but if they can't, then that team that had that outbreak among unvaccinated players, they'll just get a loss. So, because there's no way the NFL wants to cancel the game, they're going to try to reschedule it. But obviously, rescheduling a games mess up the entire schedule. So that'd be interesting to see, what they do. And obviously, the NFL is recommending players get vaccinated. They can't force you, but they definitely recommend it. JA says, will it make our quarterback situation messy if Jimmy G stays healthy and takes us to the playoffs? Will Jimmy stay or will Trey be the starter next year regardless? That's a great problem to have. Wouldn't that be J.A. Aguayo? I think that'd be an excellent problem to have. Jimmy G balls out, plays every game, leads us to the playoffs. That would allow Jimmy to put on the best performance of his career, and other teams would be interested in Jimmy G, and that would be great for the 49ers. Then we could trade Jimmy G, to the highest bidder, preferably an AFC team, and yeah, Jimmy G will be the starter for another team, and Trey Lance will take over next year. I think that would be a perfect scenario. I think. I know there's some people that want Trey to start week one, but I think that'd be a perfect scenario if Jimmy G starts the whole year, we trade him, and then Trey is the starter next year. Big John just says, what out for Cardinals? I think he's saying, watch out for Cardinals jet sweeps with Rondell Moore. I expect them to do a lot of jet sweeps with him. Yeah, it's funny. Every team in our division, the Seahawks drafted a wide receiver, the Cardinals drafted a wide receiver, and then the Rams drafted a wide receiver. So, and they're all fast too. So they definitely will challenge all defenses in the NFC West. And yeah, the Cardinals offense will be very interesting to watch, and they will give opposing defenses problem. That's for sure. Luke says, agree. Jimmy is ready to go. I trust that he can come in and just do his thing. Jimmy will get some time to break the ice, but he is ready regardless. Lance needs them more because that's all he's getting. I agree. Yeah. Lance needs more reps in the preseason. I think he'll get the bulk of the reps, and also Sudfeld and Rosen will get in as well. Shanti, exactly, man. Niners will need to stay healthy to be in Super Bowl contention. I think that's definitely our biggest opponent is just staying healthy. Tommy Huxley says NFL forfeits. Yep. Great article on ESPN. New COVID guidelines. Big Chunger says Titans fans are scared right now. Oh, yeah? Jay says, are are the people going to force fans to take the vaccine or not? That's a great question. At this point, I don't think there are mandatory vaccinations. I don't think at this point, no. But I have heard that every NFL team will have 100% capacity at stadiums. I'm not sure if they'll be required to wear a mask once you enter the stadium. I'm pretty sure every stadium has their own policy, and they're in different states, different counties. But if I were going to a stadium, I would wear a mask. That's just me. But yeah. Steven says, shouldn't Ravens and Patriots fans be scared too? Luke says at Chungus, LOL, Titans this year are more prepared to not be scared than ever. But I like it, LOL. They will be scared when they play versus the faithful. That's going to be an intriguing game. That's going to be a short week for the Niners when we play the Titans. The game is 2 days before Christmas. We got to fly on down to Nashville, Tennessee. And that's going to be on the Thursday night game. So that's going to be a difficult game for the 49ers, no doubt. Let's see. Tommy is in favor of the new forfeit rule. Yeah. Especially if they can't reschedule, then yeah, kind of have to do what you have to do. Steven says the NFL forfeit rules might affect the California teams the most. Jay says, I am done with this virus. It has to go now. Yeah, I'm 100% agree with you. Jay says, when can we get back to normal? I mean, I guess day by day, right? I don't know about you guys, but I wear my mask every time I'm out, and obviously everyone has their own decision, but I don't know. hopefully day by day we get back to normal, you know. Tommy says, Jay, if people got the vaccine, it would have. Oh, I think he's saying it would go back to normal. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say it. Yeah, I think so. I think you could. There's an argument for that. CG Ruthless Sports, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. Tommy says Jay will never be back to normal, bro. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. For people that wear masks now, I mean, do you feel comfortable going outside without wearing it? I don't know. Hopefully, it does get back to normal. You know, that's all we can really hope for. CG Ruthless saying what's good to everyone. Tommy Huxley says, I just heard they won't be at 100% capacity due to the variant. That's interesting. I haven't heard that news. And I'm sure every stadium is different. Every county, state has their own policy. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how this plays out because if stadiums are not allowed to have 100% capacity, that would definitely affect the salary cap. But I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that extreme yet. I guess we'll see. Carmela Allen, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. The first time I seen you in the stream. Appreciate you coming through. And of course, we're talking about the Niner Empire. Carmela says training camp is where a lot of players get hurt, hoping our guys have been taking their vitamins and drinking plenty of fluids. I wish it were that simple, but that would definitely help them for sure. And yeah, hopefully our guys stay healthy. Jay, in response to Tommy, says, or if we would have take things safely, this would have been gone. Yeah. Let's see. Luke says, you guys may be mad about this, but I'm pro anti-vaccine. And no, I'm not mad. That's your opinion. And I respect it, man. Everyone, that's the beauty about America, baby. We all got our own opinions, and you feel you are free. You're more than welcome to, feel that way. So Tommy says, I'm vaccinated and I wear a mask indoors. Outside is fine. Same here. CG Ruthless. Hopefully we play a healthy season. I hate the mask. Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't like wearing it, but it's yielded results for me. CG Ruthless says he's vaccinated. Luke says there's a benefit for sure, but I just don't trust it. I dig it. Jay says you don't know what's in it. CG says I take risks, Luke, because I hate wearing the mask. Yeah, I don't like wearing it, but man, it's yielded results for me. So everyone feels differently, and that's the beauty, man. We can all think how we want, man, and no one's wrong, especially in this situation. You can all think how you want, do as you please, but I know what I'm gonna do. So, but I appreciate everyone coming through. I appreciate everyone coming through. I just wanted to talk about exactly CG. I just wanted to talk about possibility of Raheem Mostert maybe not being with the team this season. I obviously want Raheem Mostert to be with the team for the rest of this year, but there have been some rumblings. I heard some chatter about Raheem Mostert maybe getting traded. I want to talk about that with the faithful, the Niner Empire. And it seems like everyone wants to keep Raheem Mostert, and that doesn't surprise me. Also, of course, the big news, Fred Warner getting signed. He'll be in red and gold for years to come. That's beautiful to see. Trey Sermon got signed. He signed his rookie contract, 4-year deal. We also signed Nsimba Webster. He's a special teams guy from the LA Rams. We signed him. And what's up with Trey Lance? Why hasn't he signed his rookie contract? Faithful, what's up with that? We got 5 more days till training camp. Hopefully Trey Lance signs his contract, this weekend. That's what I'm hoping for. And shout out to everyone that was in the chat today. Jay, Tommy, Luke, CG, Ruthless. Carmela was new today. Let's see, Steven, Big Chunges, Shanti Uber, J.A. Aguayo. Appreciate everyone coming through to the stream. Rolls Royce was in here. Queen B, Outsiders 408, Coach Dante, Star Scream. I appreciate everyone coming through to the stream and contributing. Damian Lee was in here. Awesomeness Sports. Osby Sports, Cash Austin, Rams House TV, Redder, Corey Davis, so Roberto. Appreciate everyone that was in the stream. And you have a good day, Jay Aguayo. See you in the next stream, Jay. And thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Most likely to be this week. I'm going to try to get back on most likely Saturday night. Maybe we'll have a Saturday night Jay in the Bay stream. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Looking forward to it. And you guys have, oh, wait, hold on. Got a few more comments. Let's see. CG says Mostert value is a late round pick because of durability. I would give Mostert 10 touches, running the ball 5. Yeah. I would say, I think that sounds about right. I would try to keep Mostert under 15 touches a game. And I think Shanahan would use a lot of running backs. He'll use at least 3 or 4 running backs on game day. So I think Mostert, limiting him to 10 touches a game, I think that would be good because he's a home run hitter. So appreciate everyone coming through. And I'll see you guys in the next stream, most likely Saturday night. And it's been a pleasure. And thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. And of course, Jay in the Bay always keeps it faithful to the Bay. Appreciate everyone liking the stream, subscribing, on the road to 1K. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Niners.